why are homeless camps pushing further into the suburbs these days?
The police are driving us out.
On today's video, we're going to be exploring why the homeless population in Sarasota and Bradenton is moving closer to the suburbs. All right, buddy, so we are somewhere in Sarasota, Bradenton area. You are homeless.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're almost in a suburban area.
Close to it.
Close to a suburban area, which is interesting because most homeless camps people think are going to be in the cities.
Right.
But why are homeless camps pushing further into the suburbs these days?
The police are driving us out. Every time you set up somewhere, they trespass you, and you got to get further out.
Okay. Have you ever been arrested for trespassing?
Twice.
Twice. Is there like a protocol for that, or?
Well, they trespass you. I mean, if they're nice about it, they'll give you time to get your stuff.
Yeah.
If they're rude, they'll give you 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So 15 minutes later, you got, nothing.
Gotcha.
So you try to sneak back later to get your stuff, and they arrest you.
Gotcha. Now, you are fairly healthy, in good condition. You're well dressed.
Mm-hmm.
If most people saw you on the street, they probably wouldn't think you're homeless.
Right.
So most people that are out here are going to be kind of desperate, and then they just get into a cycle of addiction and depression. But I can tell you're kind of healthy.
Yeah.
What keeps you motivated, or how do you manage that?
Well, I'm older. I'm not really young, so I know better. But I guess that's a lot of it. I'm still married. I still have a wife. She got injured a couple years back herself, and she's not able to work. And now I'm diagnosed. I'm 100% disabled. So just waiting on disability. Once I get that going, maybe I can get a place to stay. Yeah, I got congestive heart failure.
Okay.
It's probably the biggest thing.
What is that exactly?
It's from an enlarged heart.
Okay.
Just being heavy most of my life, I guess, caused it.
Okay.
Which I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I did construction almost all my life, so sweated 5 gallons a day, every day, which probably kept me clean. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Hard work.
How do you manage taking care of your health when you're homeless?
It's not easy. It's not easy at all. I really don't have any family left per se myself. My wife has quite a bit of family left. We've had to borrow a few times from them, which I struggle to pay them back, but I do pay them back. Like I said, I'm waiting on disability. I'm supposed to get it now.
Okay.
But if I can still do a little bit of stuff on the side if I have to.
Gotcha.
I don't fly a sign like most of them do.
You don't panhandle?
Not yet.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about it, but I haven't.
It's really humiliating. I've done it before.
It is.
It doesn't feel
Well, me and her finally got approved for food stamps. That helped a lot.
Okay. How much will they give you?
It's just over 200.
That's what like 211 or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And it's a struggle with that, but if you're careful, you can survive.
So basically, there is some assistance, at least with the food stamps.
So.
What was the process for you to get food stamps being homeless?
I had to, they check your income, they check your background. But being homeless, you go over to Turning Points and they make it happen.
Yeah.
That's a great organization over there.
The Turning Point?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that's in Bradenton.
It is.
It's quite a walk from here.
Well, luckily right now the buses are still free pass, so
Okay.
jump on a bus and kind of get over that way. Pretty close.
So you go in there, you tell them you're homeless, and they'll help you set up food stamps?
Yeah, they help you with everything.
Gotcha. So there's a new law coming to Florida where they're going to arrest people for being homeless.
Right. I heard they're going to quit trespassing and just start arresting.
Right, which is, wow.
Mm-hmm.
You're not homeless by choice?
Not at all.
You're homeless because you're going through some health problems? And
I'm pretty much forced into it.
Yeah. What would be the process? Because a lot of people think that shelters are free.
Not at all.
Okay.
They're like $70 a week.
$70 a week.
That's if you can get a spot.
If you can get a spot.
Because there's 50 people lined up every day.
So the notion that you could just walk into a homeless shelter.
No. And motels are way over $100 a night.
Yeah. So realistically, let's say thankfully you're healthy,
mm-hmm.
and you're able to walk and stuff.
Right.
You're not in a wheelchair.
Exactly.
If somebody's in a wheelchair and they're homeless,
mm-hmm.
what are the possibilities that they can come up with $15 a day to go pay for a Salvation Army?
Well, if they're not scared to fly a sign, they can stand on a corner, which is illegal, but
yeah,
they could probably make that.
Okay. Or eat, because I mean, I've been out there at night and they just want a bottle of water.
I've seen some of these people come back with $100 after
Yeah.
2 hours. I mean, then I've seen them standing out there all day and not get nothing.
Right.
It's a gamble.
It's a gamble. But like in a place like Bradenton, for example, I've seen homeless people where they go to sleep and all they want is a shaken or a bottle of water or something.
Well, most of those guys are on dope, you know, and they don't care.
It takes everything out
They're
of
just
them.
looking for that next hit or shot or whatever it is, you know, and that's all they care about.
Gotcha.
Which is sad.
What was your life like before you were homeless?
Well, I mean, average, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I did own my own home at one point, probably 20 years ago. I don't know. Things happened. I had to do a bankruptcy, and then after that, I've just rented since then.
Okay.
But my wife got injured 2 years ago. A guy shot her randomly, just out of the blue. She was a victim of violent crime.
Wow.
Got shot 3 times and barely survived.
Wow.
So now she's kind of...
You said it was random?
It was just random. No
Wow.
reason at all. He finally got sentenced. Almost 2 years later, just 2 months ago, he finally got sentenced.
So your wife was just randomly shot?
Yeah, for no reason.
Wow. Can I ask what area was that? Tampa, Bradenton,
It was
Sarasota?
downtown Bradenton.
Downtown Bradenton. And there's no real cause for it. It was just...
I think it was gang related, but the detective said there was no reason they could find.
Wow.
And they asked him in court why he did it. He said he was just going through some things at home.
Wow.
Really, that was his excuse.
That's insane.
It is insane. He just turned 18.
Tampa 4 days ago had 3 people shot innocently. It was just a shooting between gang members, and 3 people were in the background, and they were hit, and they had nothing to do with it. Downtown Tampa,
Well,
4 o'clock.
20 minutes before he shot my wife, he shot 2 homeless guys just drive-by.
What?
Just ran out of the car, just shot at him. Hit one in the leg and one in the shoulder.
That's insane.
It is insane. And I seen her walking. She was out exercising that morning and just stopped and shot her.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
That's wild. So a lot of people think that when people are homeless in your situation, that it's almost 100% you did it to yourself.
No, not at all. Not at all. No, just injuries over the years have caused me to, I can't even work anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to be on pain meds, so I do, you know.
Your best,
I try to stay off of them because that's an endless cycle.
It is. And you'll get
I had
cravings.
to be on for about a year, and I hated every minute of it. Glad I was able to leave them alone, but and that leads to further addiction, if you ask me.
Gotcha. Being homeless and taking care of your health and all that. What is the hardest part for you in your circumstance? Like, is it washing your clothing? Is it getting food? Like, what is your biggest struggle daily?
Safety.
Safety.
I think safety.
Now,
there's a lot of weirdos.
Let me back up a little bit. Manatee and Sarasota counties are some of the safest counties in the state of Florida.
Well, yeah, if you're
for
in
the
a
average
subdivision,
person,
sleeping in a house,
for somebody living in a house.
If you're out in the woods, it's a different story.
Wow.
You never know who might come up. You don't have a door, you don't have a fence. I mean, you're in a tent, for God's sake, if you're lucky. Some of these guys just sleep under a tree, but I mean, they don't bother me per se, but I mean, I got to protect my wife, so that's a full-time job.
Gotcha. If
it were just me, I'd just put a hammock 20 feet in a tree, they would never see me.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't even care, but but I got to kind of keep it, like a little homestead, so she can stay.
Understood. What I find crazy about what you're telling me is that your biggest concern isn't even what we would think is food, stuff like that, safety.
Yeah.
Even though you are living, generally people move here for safety.
You'd be surprised the mental status of a lot of these people.
Yeah.
They're not normal.
Gotcha.
You can't really, they might be able to talk for 5 minutes, but then they start showing you the other side.
Right, yeah.
And especially when they do their drugs or they do their alcohol, they just get strange as hell. And I mean, sneaking around, doing what they do, stealing your stuff, and then
trust me, I know what you're talking
sexual
about.
predators. I mean, you just never know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
You don't know if they just get out of prison or what for,
right,
or what the situation is.
Yeah, I mean, I've interviewed guys on my channel that have done 20 years for killing people.
No,
and yeah. What are some of the challenges with safety? What type of things could happen to a homeless person here? And again,
well, I mean, obviously, you're not going to be able to stay out in the open pretty much.
Yeah.
You got to hide, which means bushes, woods. Florida, obviously, everything down here wants to bite you, stick you, stab you, something.
Yeah.
Snakes, insects, I mean,
mosquitoes.
2 years ago, mosquitoes alone will tote me off, but 2 years ago, I got bit by a brown recluse and almost lost my leg. Yeah. A spider. Yeah, I mean, you don't even think about that until you're in the woods. But raccoons are a nightmare. Alligators if you're close to water,
Gotcha. So finally, what was your childhood like? Was it normal or difficult?
It was normal.
Normal?
Yeah. 4 brothers, 2 sisters.
Gotcha. Are you originally from Florida?
Mm-hmm. St. Pete.
Somewhere in...
Born in St. Pete.
Born in St. Pete, okay.
Raised right outside of Brooksville and Spring Hill there.
Okay. Yeah, I've done some videos up that way. Oh, she's... Alright.
You know, on 19 there, just like one of the first towns you get to.
Yeah, I know Hudson. This place is rough, man.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
Let me tell you what, you're better off being homeless down here than you are up there.
A nightmare up there.
Yeah, it really is. I remember one time I went there at night, and I just bought like 10 McChickens and started giving it to homeless people. And when they would eat it, you could just see that they hadn't eaten in forever. So, do you think that with this new law coming in, they're actually going to enforce it or no?
I mean, if they do, the jail's going to fill up.
Quickly, that's what everybody's telling me.
Well, if they arrest everybody, I mean, what else is going to happen? I mean,
yeah.
You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice.
Right. I think what I've heard people say is that they're really going to arrest you if you're in an area they don't want you in.
Okay.
So, like, it just gives law enforcement more power to move you around.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like being homeless, your rights don't exist?
Sometimes.
Okay. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, I mean, it's not so much. I don't care what people think of me. You know what I mean? I've outrun that, but I know it's a lot of people. If you care like that, then you're going to be offended every day.
Gotcha.
You know, but I noticed the difference in treatment. You know, from once I got in trouble, you know, from my home.
Yeah.
Being arrested, then being arrested out of a homeless camp. It's a totally different situation.
Right.
You know, they just treat you like a nobody.
Right.
Yeah, I guess they just figure you're homeless, worthless, whatever.
Gotcha.
In society. I'm not sure.
Right.
Not sure what the
Do
difference
you
is. There is a difference.
Do you personally believe that a person's value as a human being is intricately tied to their monetary value, how much money they have?
I think it's a state of mind. It could be with some people.
Okay.
It's not with me.
It's not with you.
Not with me. But
Okay.
I mean, you know, I think that goes back to your upbringing and whatnot, and your state of mind as far as, you know, religious beliefs and whatnot.
Yeah.
Probably has a lot to do with it.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
In my personal opinion, I could be way off. Some people probably think a lot different, but
Gotcha. Mental health. Like, how do you keep yourself from going crazy? I mean,
yeah.
Desperation.
Just hope. You know, hope for a better day. That's all I can do.
What are little things that bring you happiness every day?
Seeing her smile.
Okay.
You know,
so having somebody makes a difference.
Absolutely.
Okay.
She's a big influence on me. You know.
Okay.
Keeps me sane, I think.
Okay. So that is huge because a lot of people that are here have nobody.
I know that.
Yeah. And that in itself, do you think since there's two of you guys, it can help you guys rebuild your life? Do you want to go back to living normal in a house?
Absolutely.
You do?
Yeah.
It's in your mind.
Yeah,
That's a goal.
We think about it every day.
Gotcha.
And strive, you know, different ways of trying to pull that off, you know, and it's just keep running into roadblocks.
Okay.
But, you know, one step at a time.
Okay. Is there anybody or anything you would say to somebody who looks at a homeless person as less than you, like, you know, or when they see a homeless person, they just have a bad context? What would you say to them?
I mean, it's an old saying, but I mean, until you've walked in someone's shoes, you just can't judge.
Gotcha.
Some people, I mean, I'm not saying everybody's the same, but maybe some people shouldn't be out here.
Yeah.
They don't have to be out here, and that's stupid in my opinion.
There's a lot of that.
But if you got to be out here and you don't have a choice,
Yeah.
I mean, why would they judge you?
Yeah. Like, I drive by and
It could happen to anybody.
I see young people panhandling, and it's like...
I mean, I used to, like, see homeless people, and I'd shrug it off. You know, I wouldn't really think badly of them, but I wouldn't think good either.
Yeah.
But at the same time, now I'm thinking, wow, I kind of misjudge people.
Yeah.
I'm guilty myself.
Yeah.
Not to an extreme amount, but I mean, to a degree.
Gotcha.
And it's just a state of mind. You know, I was working my ass off every day thinking, wow, that guy looks healthy. Why can't he? You know, just you're quick to judge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I said, until you've walked in their shoes, you just don't know.
Gotcha. Do you think that there should be more public services and assistance to people that are on the streets?
Well, I think they're doing all they can. Well, I'll take that back. I think they're doing all the government will let them do. The money, you know, is there, and I don't know if it's spent properly, but I don't know. There is definitely more they could do.
Yeah, and then there are people that abuse anything.
Absolutely, you know, on a higher level. So I mean, you get what you get. Like I said, you know, turning points, places like that are great, but you go over there and you stand in line.
Yeah,
and
I've also heard, I've heard other homeless people tell me that when they go to those places, they don't feel safe. A video at night at the Salvation Army, and there's people fighting,
Absolutely.
bringing out guns, knives.
I know. It's insane.
On a nightly basis.
Stay away from that place.
So, you know, people think the Salvation Army is this place you can go to and it's safe. And
Stop lying, stop lying. I'll put your hole through your neck. I swear to God. I swear to God.
but there's people in wheelchairs sleeping outside the Salvation Army.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you have a wheelchair right here.
Yeah.
So here's somebody.
I looked out.
Yeah.
They gave it to me today. I couldn't get up in my little walker.
Wow. So here's somebody that is on the streets with a wheelchair.
You get a room there if you're lucky for $70 a week.
Mm.
If you're, wait, I take that back. That's a veteran friend of mine stays there, and that's what he pays. I think
Yeah.
it's more for if you're not a veteran.
Yeah, it's about $75 a week. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But, even at that, you're looking at lice, bed bugs, everything else in the bed.
Oh, there's bed bugs and stuff. Yeah.
It's not really.
It's not healthy.
Per se, the greatest place in the world.
Understood.
Not to mention the people you got to deal with constantly.
Gotcha.
You know, I wouldn't want to be there.
Understood. I mean, I seen it and I was terrified. And I got a vehicle I can jump into and flee. I couldn't imagine being in a wheelchair and being stuck in that environment.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, when they get run off from everywhere else, they got no choice.
Yeah. What the crap is that, bro?
I don't know.
You said somebody.
It is.
It's a homemade sword.
Yeah, he tried to sharpen it. I mean, it's actually. You know,
It's a homemade sword.
he actually did.
What, dude?
Yeah.
That is insane.
I should throw it away, probably.
Yeah, it's all right. You gotta have
I
something.
like it. It's not mine. I mean,
Yeah, no, I got you. I got you.
actually, I'm stupid for leaving it out here because somebody could come up.
Freaking odd question to ask somebody. Can I interview you for YouTube? Yeah, it's definitely an odd question.
These younger ones, they kind of treat us like.
But you can see in the distance there's camps in all directions. So this is a
Yeah.
this is a big encampment. There's more people here, but we're not going to show them their privacy. But you know, you can see that there's homeless camps there, and we're in the outskirts of Sarasota. It's crazy.